Hello and welcome to Star Wars News and Weekly Comic Recap presented by Tales from the Darkside. This week we're covering the new Star Wars comic release Darth Vader 13 as it brings us just a bit further into the War of the Bounty Hunters comic event and maybe gives us a guess or two regarding the Book of Fett. And Comic Solicitations has hinted at a new bounty hunter character possibly being revealed. We'll take a look and we'll get some opinions. In Disney Plus Kenobi news, someone was spotted wearing a particular uniform on set. We'll discuss who this was and the possible character they may be portraying. We might get a character profile as well. I hear there will be some character profiles on some Tig and Vlix characters, which might or might not lead to two of our panelists getting lost down a rabbit hole. I don't know anymore. Wookie, be ready just in case. I'll introduce a new segment called Jedi's Junk Equation that I hope I don't have to do very often. We'll review and give our opinions on Bad Batch Episode 9, Bounty Lost, and why my wife wants to adopt Omega badly. And finally, the tank is nearing empty, but they're going to keep driving it, maybe right off a cliff. Jedi and Solo Wookie bring a few more clunker Star Wars dad jokes to annoy the kids. Let's get it going.
It better be good. All right, Jedi. Great. That's a great going. This is the last week for dad jokes from what I hear, but it better be good. All right, Jedi, give the little round the horn. Tell everybody who's here. Let them know what's going on.
All right, well, here's the latest news. Like Han, his hero, he doesn't hesitate to shoot first. Did you know he once shot someone for stealing his ship? Of course, he later realized that he had just forgotten where he parked it. Still counts, though. It's Macho Man Marco. Don't let his graying beard fool you. He's pretty young for a Wookiee, but old enough to know what he likes and what he don't. He likes a well-sighted bowcaster, but don't take him down no rabbit holes. He hates that, unless he's leading. Solo Wookie is here on patrol. His visions and theories caused great concern for the Emperor. So he was taken away and hidden on Dagobah with Yoda for many years, which really better explains Yoda's reluctance to train Luke in The Empire Strikes Back. I'm pretty sure I heard Yoda tell Luke, "To no more timelines will I listen. If your intentions, that is, go away, you must." He's the man behind the curtain, J.J. Maxwell. Hey, subscribe to his channel and he'll draw a picture of you and showcase it atop of his stack of comic book price guides. He's no artist, though, so if the drawing doesn't look like you, just know that it is and he did his best. It's Pete Renovision. After high school, he auditioned for a foreign band called Fagrin d'Anne and the Modal Nodes. Things were looking good until he learned the name of the band's music genre. After that, he couldn't stop laughing long enough to play a single note. It's called Jizz, by the way, and I'm not making that up. Frickin' Star Wars. Let's hear it for the almost famous Mike Morello. Shii Cho, Makashi, Shorisu, Ataru. These are Jedi lightsaber fighting skills that he could never learn because he had lost or misplaced his lightsaber. So instead, he mastered the Shisham-Haiden discipline, which sounds really legit. Which sounds really legit when said quickly, but slowly it's, "Shh, I'm hiding." Yep, that's me, Jedi Johnson 22.
Good job. Those are good ones, man. Awesome job again, Jedi. All right. Hey, I want to say what's up to everybody watching us over at Renovision and everybody that stopped by over here at Tales from the Flipside. Stick Boy, VC, we see you. Astro, good to see you. Darth Lopez, who else? Kyle's in here, and so is Chad. Hey, we got a good one. We're going to start off with the usual stuff we do, comic book reviews, recap, what we went over what happened in the comics in the last week or so. Let me see if I can share the screen, as usual, without shutting it down. Is that today's date? Must be. All right. Here we go. So, did anybody get our friend Ray Sloan cover here? Raise a hands. Anybody?
I did.
Yeah, I think I got one.
I got shorted, but
Really?
hopefully there will be a couple.
Oh, you didn't get any extra covers of that young lady?
I did actually. Well, I got 2 covers. I just didn't get the extra covers I had ordered. But we'll take care of that problem. All right. So here we go. There's the 2 covers right there. This is the hottest book Star Wars is putting out right now. It definitely is the best. Vader comes in. We get a little book. How do you say the Jack?
Buku?
The Jack?
Buku.
Buku.
I'm saying Buku.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Boku.
Buku.
We get a little bit more Boku.
Roid Rage.
Yeah. Him and his HGH.
Tuboku.
All of a sudden, dude, this assassin character is just terrible. By the way, too, they've really just made him like a simp, haven't they?
He's kind of like the comic relief wingman or something of Vader now.
Yeah, remember when everybody's hot for that second print? Kind of, it was like like a whole.
I was
pump,
about
whatever.
to say the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bounty hunter. You thought it would be cool, and then
Yeah, no, he's kind of a terrible character. Yeah, and then they took off his helmet. No wonder he dies alone in the sand. Anyways, so he brings Vader in here. Vader starts negotiating with my man Arnold the Hutt, and they do a little bit back and forth. You hear a little bit saying, obviously, the Hutt thinks he's slick. They talk about how he has aspirations to take over for Jabba. Actually, in this book. He does ask if he could be trusted. There were some really good lines here. Like he asked Ocha if he could be trusted, and he's like, he's never lied to me, but he's a Sith. He goes, there is that. There's really some funny stuff they had going on here. They have a droid that's supposed to be taking them into just a planet that they want to go on to try to find out where they can get Han Solo for the auction. But they use different codes, and somebody short circuits their transport, which is interesting. If you remember, the group on the left is the group that the assassin eventually had try to hunt down a Vader, and it didn't work too well. Vader kind of crushed them all and built himself back up with mouse droid parts and himself. Mm-hmm. The Hutt is sitting in the transport still, and then who comes out? IG-88. Pretty sweet. I actually wish he would have. I know that's not how the assassin dies. Like, I know he dies in the desert, but like, it would have been kind of funny if he did like at least cripple him or something. I don't know. So IG-88 has a back and forth with Vader, how he's actually not working for him because he's not the guy that hired him this time. Pretty cool. They use this like gadget thing where, we were talking and joking around about how Vader put all his parts back together. Now, these aren't the mouse droid parts. These are actually the parts that were really built by the Empire or the Emperor. But like at the same point, they can be controlled, and IG-88 somehow has got this controller for it. As you can possibly imagine, he thinks he freezes Vader, but Vader uses the Force.
Like a garage door opener.
A little garage door opener. He was going to cut him. I did like how they had it.
All these assassins always seem like they forget that he can use the Force. Like, I don't understand. Oh yeah, he can do that. I forgot.
He did cut off IG-88's hand at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And then he takes it back after he decides that he's going to steal the garage door opener and use the other hand to grab a gun and put it to his head and blow his head off, because all he needs is the head to find out who sent this assassin after him. In the meantime, our man Buku, the strong arm, decides, crap, we better fire our whole arsenal down there to act like we were trying to help out Darth Vader. They do. And when he does that, Vader does this move, which is pretty cool. And just deflects all the fire and takes out
the whole... spinning it?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
It looks like he's spinning it.
No, it looks like he took it. No, it looks like he took it one action in the middle. Do you see how it pumps up there? Looks like he just took it.
Look at the circles. Like I'm getting the motion.
I don't know. Well, either way,
kind of like that High Republic cover where he's spinning.
Yeah. Blows up the whole jet, I think. Yeah, but he's got double hand. How are you spinning your? You're just doing one of these, like, ooh, yeah. I'm gonna throw the dumbbell. Maybe
use the Force.
Okay, well, whatever.
Oh.
I don't know how the Force makes your wrist turn a different way, but that could happen. So they bring up the Crimson Dawn. This was really cool here, and this is kind of where I'm getting at. Maybe there is some linkage here to the Book of Fett. We do know that they're going to have somebody take over for Jabba the Hutt, and right here where he does the back and forth with Vader, and the bottom line is he says, "I know one thing. I know that you can't be defeated." Assassin says good answer, but that's kind of one of those things he wanted Jabba to say. So I think they're foreshadowing it. Either way, make sure you guys go out there. You get number 12. This is his first. We talked about it the last month. I know some people are saying there's an image of whatever, a hologram, but that came off after anyways. And as our man said last week and exposed the first appearance of Barriss, if you get a half page, 2 names, and another thing, I think we could clearly call that a first appearance. If not, you're calling 13 the first appearance and you're a clown. Okay. That's not the end though. We get here in Umbra is got a little dark witch's nest clan or whatever they're doing. So we get a couple more characters here that they preview that we're going to see.
The court of Amarian or whatever.
Yeah.
Owls. No,
Court of Owls. Yeah, the Court of Owls. It really is.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, I got a question. So this is after, right? This is not before. This is after.
After that, he's been frozen. This is after Empire. Yeah.
No, after. No, this is after Darth Vader just blew. That is IG-88 I'm looking at, right?
Yeah. He put the head back on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so he can download his programming and memories and everything to another head, another body,
a whole other body.
Same?
Yeah, that's why Vader wanted the head, because if he took the head, he kind of explained it in the book, but if he takes the head, he can attach it to anything and just keep going, right? That's kind of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is this a whole new? Is this a whole new IG-88 or with just the
just
old
repaired?
IGs just repaired. Okay,
just repaired.
Are we going to use the it's Star Wars excuse here? Or
it's Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Very fast repair.
Yeah, very fast repair.
In the Tales of the Bounty Hunters novel, I mean, there was multiple IG-88s.
Yeah.
There was like 6 or 7, 8.
Yeah, there's only one that is the assassin unit though, right? Because of the programming that he has. Ed, thanks for saying hi for the algorithm.
There's 2, at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because of 89,
mm-hmm.
right? But isn't it individual? It's a different programming, right?
No, because he infected him. He went back and infected him in the end of that story.
Guys.
Yeah, okay. Door opener, there we go. Joe, what's going on? Good to see you. That guy, good to see you too. Ed, thanks for saying hi for the algorithm. We do have to move on. Pete has got a very big point because we've got a lot to cover. Okay, so next week's books. Everybody's been waiting for it. We finally get Dirge back. Listen, I don't know if you guys have read the preview for this. If alien worms, I swear to God, I'm almost done with picking up the Afro book. But if alien worms, not Dirge blowing up in the sun, kill Dirge next week, I'm done. I'm done till the run's over. I'm done. I don't know if you guys read that preview, but that sure looked like what was going to happen. And if pink little alien worms come after him,
it's a preview. I'm not going to spoil everything.
Isn't he made up of like?
Yeah,
no, that was just how the cartoon was. No, that's not what he's made.
Only in Wookie's version of it.
Yeah, Wookie's version. Yes, thank you, Mike. No, he's got like a fanged alien type exoskeleton structure. Like he's not made up of the. No, yes.
I thought it was the soft tissue version. The Akira version.
No, yeah, AKA the good version.
No,
yeah, he's a Dalek. What's the difference?
As opposed to the great version, which is everything else.
Okay, so either way, if that happens, I'm giving up on that book. We've also got the High Republic stuff coming out. There's a Pride cover on both, right? You get the Sans Pride cover there, and then you get the Twins Pride cover here. I do like the cover A, but do not sleep. I know a lot of people are sleeping on the Momoka because they forgot about it and because
it's weird.
It's weird. It does look weird.
Because it's Momoka.
Hey, there's no high grass though.
One other thing, the second part of the Adventures, the Weapon of the Jedi is going to be out there. It's a pretty good storyline.
Is that the same cover?
Yeah, it says 2 on it though. I think they changed the number.
It does look like
they did the same thing for Smuggler's Run.
Yeah, they did the same
cover,
thing.
change the number. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the stories that they're reprinting from before, they're kind of doing that with. So there we go. That is the week in review for Star Wars. What do we have? I put it all in here.
You know what you're doing.
And I erased it. Nope. What do we have next? Anybody take the private chat to see what we have
Dad
next?
jokes. Dad jokes.
Oh, dad jokes. There we go. Okay,
I can do the first part. Who wants to do the second part?
I got it.
All right. So we're going to start in with Jedi's dad jokes. Hey, what did Lord Vader say to the Emperor at the estate auction?
I don't know what.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Oh,
He always says that.
No more. Please, no more. Get out. Yeah, perfect. There we go. All right, good. This might be the get out because I think this is the last week for this. Unfortunately, we've run out of dad jokes. However,
We've just run out of good ones. That's all.
no, you guys ran out of good ones weeks ago. Here we go. So let's go for our dad jokes. We got the boys up here. Let's give them their time to shine, I guess, if that's what we want to call this.
You want me to go first, Wookie?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Hey, why did Chewbacca get sent back down to play in minor league baseball?
I don't know why.
Because he kept making too many Wookie mistakes, which really sucks because I just bought his Wookie card.
And don't worry about correcting yourself. That's how Lando says it.
You kind of got me with the Wookiee part.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. Han.
Chewbacca.
Man.
Yeah, what did Darth Vader say when he walked into the vegetarian restaurant?
Bad.
I find your lack of steak disturbing.
This is where we're at, guys.
Please tell me they get better than
No,
that.
no.
All right.
We have more. We have more. Okay.
So because this could be our last week, I'm going to go ahead because Marco would probably cancel it after this.
Come
joke
out with a
anyway,
banger.
but,
No, this is a good one.
so it's a thinker too. So get ready.
Oh, I bet it is.
I decided to finally get an answer to the oldest Star Wars question about Han and Greedo. So I left them both in a room watching a porno. I guess we'll find out.
Oh God.
Thanks, everybody. You have a great night.
Wow.
And that's a wrap. You didn't have to think that long. Apparently, neither did Han. Okay. Solo, please. I don't even know what to
Take us out on a high note.
No, just do the worst so that we can cancel it.
Hey, so is BB hungry?
Oh God.
No, BB
Canceled.
You've been saving that one?
Yeah, that was the encore.
That's it. That's done. No BB-8. We got it.
So
We got
bad
it.
it's good.
No.
Wow.
So bad.
All right.
Oh,
Side of the toast.
brutal.
Dude, yeah, this is just,
Oh.
I mean, I don't even know what to talk. Okay, thank you, everybody. They actually have run out. We are not doing dad jokes anymore. We will have a new segment next week. We promise. It won't be dad jokes, though. It's not because I'm actually canceling it, but they have run out of them. So, and I would cancel it either way because those last two, I don't even know what to talk about. Okay, let's get into Are we solicitations, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll do solicitations, and then we're going to do the add-on to that. Okay. All right, solicitations coming up. For those that don't know, some of that is considered FOC. The other is just actually the previews for what's going on. We do cover, when they release the solicitations, we cover the solicitations, and then we cover the FOC also for each week. Okay, here we go. Man, I hope people who are turning in for the first time. By the way, thanks for everybody that is watching it. We noticed that you're watching. Thanks for all the thumbs up. We appreciate it. Do know that Dad Jokes is not, and it's like it was there for a couple weeks, but you know,
Limited time only.
I hope they didn't just turn in for dad jokes, and that's the end of it.
The fish is about to turn, so we got to push it. So
FOC or final order cutoff, as it's not more commonly known now. It's more commonly known as FOC, to be honest with you. But FOC, we've got the High Republic. Remember, we talked about this book when we first were thinking about it when it originally had hit the solicitations. This might be a crossover where they start to cross over some of our favorite characters from a novel that they haven't shown us yet. So hopefully we could get a fire-breathing dog. We could get a double-grade lightsaber lady who is very pale. We could get what's his name? Your favorite guy, Pete. They got a all right. Yeah, the McConaughey. We could get the McConaughey pirate. We could get the McConaughey pirate in this. So hopefully we'll get them somewhere around this issue because this is part of the two-parter. That is for Star Wars High Republic Adventures #6. Obviously, the better of the two books, in our opinion. I think the whole show's opinion of the High Republic stuff. We also have got more War of the Bounty Hunter stuff. I don't know, guys. I really do like this event, and I hate to say it because I don't want them doing more events, but I do like this event a lot. We've got Vader coming out. That'll be from a month. We'll figure out what the best book will do. Interesting middle cover for the 50th. For those that don't know, this is going to cover that whole Court of Owls thing we saw at the end. And there's more IG-88, I guess, but we'll get to see a bunch of other stuff.
Why they got young George Lucas on the cover?
That's what we're going to cover real quickly. That isn't a young George Lucas. This is actually the cover for the Star Wars droids, the thing they put back on Disney Plus, one of those non-canon but funny things. There was some figures made out of there. Not a lot of characters are actually in the comics for that. JJ, however, under his comic profile, has two that will be. As far as this goes, this series didn't do that well. All the things that say new here, well, I'm not going to say that because it's actually going to spoil some stuff later on. But one of these characters for sure had come out, and maybe two other ones, but the rest of them had, and that wasn't even an official character to come out. All the ones that didn't say new, those are official characters. You can actually find them. Typically with their coins, they are a little bit pricey. However, the last character right here, Caleb, who you did see on the cover here. Sorry, I could have done that better. So there's Caleb in the left corner, right under Book of Fett. You get who else do we get in there? We got Tyla. We got who is the guy with the red hair,
ponytail.
We got Rambo, who's the Rambo looking guy, who's in the back. Underneath that big thing in the background is the crate heap. It's like one of
them kind of he drew like Shang-Chi in the back.
Yeah, that's the guy that looks like Rambo typically.
Yeah.
That's the Tosh guy, John Tosh.
Hunter's Rambo.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of Rambo type characters.
There's Admiral Screed there in the back.
Admiral Screed is in the back. Caleb is the green guy with the glasses thing. Trash heap. I keep calling him Crash Heap. It's great
heap.
Crate heap is the big statuesque thing in the back. It's a robot actually. Then you get Creed is the imp, and then you get was it Mango, the guy with the
Mungo
with
the character from SNL, Mango.
Mungo.
Or Mongo from Blazing Saddles.
The names are terrible, dude. Is it Mongo? It's Mongo.
I think it's Mungo. Yeah.
Isn't it Mongo Barbosa or something like that? They definitely gave him a pirate name. I don't know what to tell you about that, but it is what it is.
Mongo only pawn.
Mongo.
Mongo.
All right. Either way, yeah. See, look, that guy doesn't look like Rambo to you. They even gave him the gun.
He does have assault rifle.
He looks more like one of the Double Dragon.
Tosh.
Double Dragon.
I think in the cartoon though. In the cartoon, though, doesn't he look? I don't know. He's got the bandana red thing. You're right. He does look like Double Dragon. All right. Either way, all the ones here that say new pretty much weren't quote unquote made for general public. There are a couple that did leak out. One being this figure right here, Caleb Zelok, which is he pretty much is like a Hutt-ish type character. Does a cartel thing. But either way, that might be a book you guys might see a lot of people picking up and wondering why. Out of those, Sprouse 50th is probably going to be the best seller of those.
Because you did such a good job selling that people are going to rush out to get all those great droid characters.
No, why is because eventually somebody's going to watch this just like they did last week, and they're going to go and they're going to put it on their channel. That's what that cover is. You guys should buy it because it's their first appearances in uber rare, and they could have it show up on the TV show, the Droid TV show. And the next thing you know, everybody's going to buy that and say, hey, that's a great cover to have. Either way, if you see them leaving, that's why. We'll do a profile on some of the characters, explain who they are.
Oh, but they'll definitely give us credit because all those sites give
the show that content creators watch.
All right. Yeah. Yes, we do. This is the show that the content creators come to create content from. So you got Jabba the Hutt, the one shot that they're doing. They are increasing this from the High Republic. There is a bounty hunter. Do you guys remember Miracle Molly? Did she ever work out in DC?
Still there, I think.
Oh well, maybe this bounty hunter will hang out too because she's kind of the Miracle Molly type thing. Mm-hmm. They're gonna say that she's
Mambo from Valiant,
right?
It does look like Pump Mongo,
but they're gonna say that she's like from the original species of bounty hunters. So they're definitely going to give a whole backstory on her, not probably in this book, but eventually they're going to give her own backstory a lot more. There is a 125 in this. Good luck. Everybody's already buying this. Don't overpay.
She kind of just looks like Aurora Singh, and they were like, how can we make her more punk rock? And then went from there.
Peacock feathers.
Yeah. Make her green.
That'll do it.
Nothing says punk rock like peacock feathers.
The problem I have, and I like I like a lot of
Peacock,
Justine,
you gotta let me fly.
I like a lot of Justine Ireland stuff, but sometimes her creation of new characters, especially when she goes overboard with them, I guess, when she tries to make them flamboyant, does not
It's
do
a peacock.
well.
That's what a peacock does.
I get
when you
that.
guys, when you showed these pictures when you showed these pictures, and I didn't know anything about this character yet. You guys hadn't really given any information yet. I immediately thought Sabine Wren had like a evil stepsister or something. That's immediately
The color
I was like,
scheme,
oh,
yeah.
Sabine's gonna have some sort of lost sister or something, but hopefully,
Yeah,
it needs to be first, I guess. All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So so this is going to be, they're an older species. She's going to be around. They're going to do definitely backstory. She's probably going to cross over to the High Republic too, or at least somebody in her species is. So she's going to be around for a while. I would just be careful how much you pay for this 1 in 25.
Yeah.
I think
It will be
everybody
ordered a lot.
Yeah, I think this is not a
Mark
book
was
that's gonna
talking
be-
directly to me, folks. In case you
Yeah. No, just all of our friends out there. Like, you know what? Maybe sit on. There's an. If you really, there's a cover. She's on this cover too. Maybe sit on it for a little bit if you can't get the 125 for 125, and if certain places are trying to sell it to you for over ratio, like maybe tell them.
Have
I
there
think I'm not going to get
any-
full.
No store variants yet that we know of, though, right?
No, and I don't know if there will be because FOC went. It was a kind of a late release on FOC, but it hit when a book hits StarWars.com and they do a profile, like a mini thing about like this book's gonna be hot. It's over. I mean, everybody. Think all 5,000 diamond account holders have got probably about 5 of these 1 in 25s at this point.
Yep.
So it's not going to be, it's not going to be.
So keep that in
And guys,
perspective. How many of the regulars they have then?
When Marco says don't pay more than ratio, just a reminder of what that means for those that might not know. If a ratio is a 1 in 25, don't pay more than $25 for it. If a ratio is 1 in 10, don't pay more than $10 for it. That's what we mean by don't pay more than ratio.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Good
I mean, it
ballpark.
might take you a year to get one, or probably won't though. It probably will only take you 2 months. But it'll take you a month or 2 to get it for ratio if you don't have a pretty decent LCS by you. Either way, it'd probably be worth it for you to pick it up. Peacock Rock, that's awesome. Punk Rock we're seeing. I like
Peacock Rock.
Good, Ruben. Good to see you.
Cool show.
Either way, so there you guys go. Yeah, thanks, Mike. There you go. I keep forgetting that sometimes. I do appreciate that. It's always good to have Mike on the show too to slow me down when I'm.
And you did miss it. Ed is here for saying hi for the.
I did. I
algorithm.
caught him.
Okay.
Go watch the.
All right.
Good.
Well-
Solo, go watch the replay so we can get one more
You
view.
did more than that. You did some good quote.
All right. He's hanging out in the chat. So there we go with that. Just a little PSA, I guess. I don't know why I'm on the PSA. I think it was because last night on MCM we had a talk. This right here is going to be in the about the ratio thing. Actually, JJ, it was your ratio store that was telling you had to buy. That was ridiculous. That was crazy.
Yes, it was.
This is going to be in the back of, I think, this book, the Jabba book, but they also said in the back of her book. So who knows if they're going to do a one shot with her right after here. They did give some of the preview panels. This chick's arms are huge, bro.
She's also like one of those I Am Legend vampires. Look at her mouth.
Yeah, she can unhinge her.
Oh, yeah,
jaw
unhinge.
like a
That is
snake.
this is the first time I have keyed in on that picture of her jaw unhinging.
Yeah, I did. Me too.
Yeah. This is a total guess, but I'm willing to bet that after
That's
this
not a
comes
mating
out-
call?
It is to me.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that after this comes out, am I the only one that thinks she shows up in the Bounty Hunters book at some point?
Yeah.
I would think
I mean,
so.
you would
I
think,
think-
so.
I think it's going to show. She's in the Jabba Bounty Hunters series, but then, she's with Boba Fett here. So I assume she's going to show up in the.
So she's
And
got some X-23 blood going
I
on.
was gonna
too.
say,
She
what is that? Yeah, see
Yeah,
that?
she got- they're blades. They're actually, you see the blades on where her hair is. Do you see where the blade thing, those little,
Okay, so
Yeah.
she's
so I think
predator
she
then.
could shoot them out. And she does have little brass knuckle spikes too. It could be an interesting character done right. Don't get it wrong.
Like
I just,
Assassin's Creed thing going on there.
yeah,
Not
at
like-
first it looked exactly. That's sometimes what I'm saying is when Justine goes all in with some of the
It's more
characters,
Fortnite to me.
she goes crazy with it. So hopefully it'll get toned down a little bit.
Well, you can't. I forget who first brought it up. You can't be too low profile when you got a rainbow peacock mohawk going. Like you're not going to really sneak up on anybody as a bounty hunter. They're going to kind of see it coming.
Stealth is not her specialty.
No. But I mean, you never know. Like bounty hunters are always good, and I can't remember the last bounty hunter they screwed up too bad.
Well, and maybe
Wookie?
nobody's
From
told her
West
how sexy it is to be bald.
She's not seeing. All right. So that's that. Also, so here comes all the solicitations. They released all the solicitations too. So we know that Kiwi is one of the Lost 20. Eventually, she is going to turn to the dark side. Everybody, that's not a big spoiler alert, correct? We're all in. Yes, we know that's going to happen. Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't know dark side. We know she leaves the order, right?
Well, yeah, you
all
know,
Lost 20 didn't necessarily turn to the dark side, but yeah,
you're right. But I think what Yoda was saying, it was a hint that like maybe she turned dark. But, okay. But yes, you're correct. So she's also going to go undercover. Apparently, coming up in the High Republic as a Nile, and there's a couple other ones that are going to go in undercover too. They need to do something about that storyline, bro. They just need to. Bounty hunters. We're going to continue with the War of Bounty Hunters. Still more Valance and Dengar, big timers in there. As far as Luke Skywalker and Leia, they can just get rid of that storyline, I think. The Crimson Dawn is getting a little bit exciting because hopefully we'll see a little Maul or what happened to him in the past.
We didn't talk about that in the review, but there was a quick Crimson Dawn reference in the Vader books.
Yep, it was at the top. I mentioned it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you did? Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yep, just so they can link them all together.
Go back and watch the review so that we can get another book.
Yes, we're going to get 2 views. We have 2 views this week.
Views
yes.
already.
All right. Very good. Solo. This might be a little bit interesting.
Holding a thermal detonator.
No,
so
I know.
Is that the person, the actual person, or is that Leia wearing their outfit?
No, before she acquires the armor to infiltrate. Yes. Bosch roam the galaxy. So that's who that is. That's the actual, that Boosh character. That's Boosh. And they're going to do the backstory about him and his gang, which will be kind of fun.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be kind of cool.
They're like Power Rangers. Look at them. They're all colored. There's a green guy, a red guy, a blue guy.
So somebody brought that up. They're going to do all these one-shot. That's why I think that the Peacock is going to have her one-shot. What was her name? I can't remember, but she's going to have one of her one-shots too. I have a feeling they're just going to do these one-shots to tell backstories on all these people. I'm actually looking forward to this. I just hate it that it's going to be, the books are going to be $6 a piece. That's the only thing that's going to be killer on that.
38 years later, I have to try to pretend like that's a guy under there.
Could be a girl. It could be a girl. Mike, it could be a girl. You don't know.
It's going to be tough to picture that.
Yeah. So we'll see what it is. And how Leia's going to take him out, she's probably going to use the Force. So then everybody's going to lose their stuff on that one. Just how did she learn the Force? I mean, Luke Skywalker could just show up and try to mind trick Jabba, and somehow he's a Jedi Knight all of a sudden. But if Leia uses even at least
Leia killed Jabba and didn't use the Force, so
yeah, she choked him.
Choked him out.
If she uses the Force to get that costume, man, I will cry. I will videotape an actual tear.
No. Okay. Next up,
maybe she pulls a Cobb Vanth and just finds it.
Yeah, just finds it.
Look at this armor just laying.
It's lost and found at the down at the depot.
Just belong to anybody? No.
This is a cool
cover. Okay. Now, the cover's really cool, but now they really are going all in on trying to finish off or at least keep going on with storylines that they never finished in this regular Star Wars run. I actually like Soul, but this has been just abomination. All right. There you go. Cover's dope, though. Half her cover is kind of, oh, look, they drew her different again. There you go. And she's got a different enemy now that has to deal with robots. Mm-hmm. They better not kill him like that. I'm just saying, whatever. And then bounty hunters. There's actually some real cool stuff. So here, obviously, Boba Fett's going to get the body back because that's the Crimson Dawn's ship in the background. And hopefully this will be giving us sort of kind of towards the end. And there's going to be an auction, so we never know who's going to show up to the auction. Could be a lot of characters and some characters that we've never seen from the underworld before, but we know about. Definitely worth a book of getting up is the regular Bounty Hunters one. What did you guys think about this? Huh?
Death Stick's still around in that issue too.
Yeah, Death Stick is. Death Stick.
Yeah. Any chance that Dengar is actually Crosshair in the future? Because they got a similar look right now with all the bandages.
Who's that?
And Dengar.
Oh yeah,
Crosshair.
Crosshair. Yeah, he did. He looked exactly like him.
I'll
100%.
be honest, man. It took me 40 seconds when they flashed him on Bad Batch to realize it was Crosshair and not Dengar. It took me.
It did look a lot like.
I thought 100% it was Dengar, and realized later I was like, "Oh, I'm an idiot. Wrong story."
No, you're just old, and that's okay because that stuff types of happens. You know?
Who do we think the legendary bounty hunter?
Mr. Deathsticks, also known as Elon Sleaze Bagano, is one of the rarest figures from the episode 2 line. With
that Deathstick guy.
with ears and without
the
ears.
Deathsticks dealer. Yeah, Deathstick guy, not Deathsticks the.
Oh, not the dealer.
You don't want to sell me Deathsticks.
It is either going to be. It's either going to be Deathsticks, or maybe it could be. I was having hope for Dengar to come back there. Maybe that's the legendary bounty hunter they're going to use. Who knows? Who do you think it could be? Cad Bane.
Well, it can't be Dengar. They already tell you that Dengar's in the issue, and then it says
not Dengar. What's his name?
Deathstick?
No, the guy from the guy
Jar Jar
that's pink
Binks?
the guy that's pink in the show that what's his name likes, and then he's not pink in real life.
Oh, Dirge.
What?
Dirge.
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 Yeah, it could be Dirge or Deathsticks. I don't know, or they could just do a Cad Bane thing since everybody loves Cad Bane, and they could have it's auction. It's an auction. Cad Bane likes to go to auctions.
What's his name likes?
Cad Bane likes auctions, right? Yes, we know that. So hopefully it could be Cad Bane too. This cover is very reminiscent of the original Marvel run, and they're going to let you they gave us a solicitation for 16, which is going to be 2 months from now, just so you know. And we don't have anything with IG88 further. So that is the end of solicitations. Thank you for letting me stumble through that. What we didn't do pickups, guys. So I think probably before we get into, should we get into after this segment, JJ, to split it up?
Yeah, we could do it after, and then
excellent.
Yeah, it'll flow well like that, I think.
Okay, good. So let's do the segment, JJ segment on character profile.
Yep.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
And
all right. Character
Pete,
profile.
this is you, not me.
I was gonna say. I was like, wait a second. I didn't click the button.
No, sorry.
Okay.
So we got a double character profile, although still really short because there's not a lot on either of these people. So hit the next slide for me, and we'll go on here. All right. So we got 2 old school droids characters. We got Flix Oncard and Tig Frome, and they're supposedly from the most powerful gang in the galaxy. We'll see whether or not that's really true, the way they bumble through things. But let's flip to the next slide for me.
Thanks, Nosh.
So going through real quick, both are the Anno Dat Blue race, which comprise everything I can find is mostly
no. Dat Blue.
Dat Blue?
No, Dat Blue.
Dat Blue.
Sorry.
All right. So, that's all right. So they're of the Frome gang, and Tig Frome is actually the son of the leader of the gang, Sis Frome, or Sisay. I don't know how to say it because I never watched this cartoon, believe it or not. But Flix Oncard is the bodyguard and security chief for the gang. So
it's kind of like they're kind of like the stuff doesn't go right? Like
yeah.
The kid sometimes like sets his dad up and shit or stuff.
They're like an evil Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
Seriously, his name is Oncard. We're talking about a toy, and his name is Oncard.
Seriously. On card, hardest Star Wars figures to get on card.
On card.
Yep. Yeah, that was my last point there from the phrase "mint on card" or whatever. Yeah.
He'd always try to help out his dad, but he'd always like go the wrong way, or he like wanted to prove himself, and it always.
And they were foilable people by R2 and C3PO, so I don't know how well they were good at their jobs, but anyways, yeah, they're supposed to be from a very powerful gang, and they also employ powerful people like Boba Fett. So,
hey, Jamie.
Whether or not they're that successful, who knows?
And they got space.
There is behind them too. Yeah.
Yep. But
space ascots. It's not the space. First off,
space ascot.
That's a dickie. He's got a dickie on.
That's what an ascot is, basically.
Yeah. I don't know. Flix seems like he put on the poundage compared to the other characters of this race. I don't know. He's like the Jabba the Hutt of this gang, I guess. I don't know.
His dad's got old man eyebrows too that just need to be trimmed. All right. All
right. Next slide for me. Yeah, well, we're on this. So the reason I picked these 2 characters to do this profile is because they're the only ones I could really find that have a crossover between the cartoon and the comic. So Droids number 2 of the old Star comic run from 1986 were the only two that I could find. There might have been others, but the only two major characters I could find from the cartoon and the TV show. And their first appearance is in number 2. And this is also the first appearance of the Id family. I don't know necessarily the little characters ever appeared in the cartoon.
All right, Astro, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then, so basically, it's simple first appearance. You got raw value somewhere between $5 and $15 from what I could see, depending on condition. And then not many 9.8 sales because this is a pretty obscure book to have in a 9.8. I did find one auction that ended at about $60, and there was one I found that ended around, is actually a 9.6, ended around 74. So
interesting.
So people are
going
looking for
60 to 80. Yeah. So if you're going to look for this rare appearance between a cartoon and a comic crossover, there you go. So
it. Star, by the way, was the imprint for Marvel. It's supposed to be like the
Yes.
they did like didn't they do Willow, Mike Will or JJ Willow?
Oh, God, Will,
Air Bears.
yeah,
and-
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Thundercats was under Star.
Yep, Thundercats.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
sorry,
think
Ruben.
when they had
There's a
He-Man,
bunch-
was it under Star?
There's a Link.
I don't know if He-Man was under Star or not. I don't remember.
No,
He-Man was on DC.
I don't remember.
no.
What was the character that was like Link?
It was like,
There's a Star book for that too. I can't remember the name of it.
I think they also had Alf. Was Alf Star?
Oh yes. Alf.
Yeah,
Alpha Star. Yeah.
Star, yeah.
Alpha Star.
Yeah, it was.
All right, cool. This is good stuff. Yeah, so we did that because the one cover for the 50th that's coming out has got a couple of the characters on there.
Yeah.
You've got
These,
some more
kind
stuff.
of, these characters are not on that cover, but they are, like I said, the only droids characters that kind of crossed overs. This is where it really hits the road as far as value goes. I'll kind of let somebody else maybe chime in on this because I don't know a lot about the action figures, but apparently both these action figures, both these action figures are incredibly rare. Flick's on card. The only known on-card version of him is actually a Brazilian version that was produced, apparently. Supposedly it's incredibly rare, and it was never produced in the U.S. On Tig From, I found a couple for sale. I don't know if it was it looks like it was a U.S. figure, because I don't see the same Brazilian, like the Portuguese language on it that you did on the other one. So I don't know if it was just a really rare US figure. But yeah, it looks like
Was
It was a US.
Okay. Mike, didn't Caleb Zelak and Tig, both of they had like promo cards already made up for them and stuff. Like you can find that from the US portion, but you couldn't find it.
Correct. Yes, you can. Actually, you can find the other figures in prototype. They did make them.
In a prototype.
But they never carded them and sold them. And Vlix only got released in Brazil on the is it either Glasslight or Gaslight? I can never remember the company.
It's Glasslight, yeah. But yeah, both rare.
Glasslight.
Glasslight.
Glasslight, yep. And even Tig, even though he's available in the US, is still pretty rare. I guess it goes for between 800 and 900 right now. So
all those card droid things go pretty well.
On card, that is.
Yep.
On card. Felix on card. Awesome. Good job, JJ. Once again, that is awesome. Good stuff. Congratulations on pulling that one because I know we had to change stuff around at the last minute.
Yep.
Everybody ignore the thumbnail. Anyways, so let's go.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
We had to change the stuff real quickly, but that's how the show's been going and the week's been going and everything's been going. So, Jedi, let's go. You give us let's see what you picked up this week, Jedi.
So this week, more my local GameStop. I don't know. They keep getting stuff that I don't know. So I picked up the two. I guess these are GameStop exclusives, and then also not an exclusive, but they had the Bo-Katan also. So I grabbed that. And the only, other thing I'll show off just because it's C-3PO. I did pick up these are two 1 in 25s from the C-3PO.
Is that? They were 1 in 25s. I thought he had a fried pie one too. I think. Is that fried pie?
There's several. I think there's probably like 12 or 15.
No, but that's the fried pie looks very similar to it.
Does it? Okay.
So grab these. These were part of a. I was negotiating a price on some other stuff, and then I started looking through their other listings, and so kind of got these for a good price because I was buying some other stuff too. But
well, Jedi, just remember you don't have to push 3PO anymore because that battle's over. R2-1.
Oh.
R2-1.
Still rubbing it in.
C-3PO is the people's champ.
Hey, what's your shirt say, Jedi?
Stay golden.
There you go.
I like it.
All right. Next up, let's switch. JJ, go ahead.
I'll go. So mark this down that I don't have all comic pickups this week. So
Okay.
I did find one of these guys.
Oh, nice.
Fairly
There's a
expensive.
comic in there.
Nice.
There is a comic in there, so it kind of
You can
counts
make
as
an
a
argument.
comic. But yeah, but Voss and is it Vilmar? Is that how you say
Yeah,
it?
Vilmar. So it's
Yep.
perfect for the what's coming out next week.
Yep.
Bill Maher.
And then also the comic is first Aelix Secura in there.
Hmm.
Version of it, at least. It was a reprint. All right, so I went online looking for something, and I found these guys incredibly cheap online, which is kind of unusual. But got a Republic number 51, little first Dirge, Marco's favorite bounty hunter, and then the Dirge Ventress cover, which is
Nice.
climbing in
Nice.
price. So, and then let's see, we got one more. Talked a little bit about this last week. I won't go into everything that happened afterwards, but got a fun little newsstand version there. So,
I think we
which I
did
don't
it,
know if these are. I still haven't figured out. They have the Canadian price on there. I don't know if you consider these a Canadian variant or newsstand. I still consider them newsstand. It does say Canadian price, which is weird. And then I got one slab. So I picked up one slab pretty cheap just because I wanted it. Didn't have I have a copy. I don't really know if it's a 9.8 copy, but I was able to get a 9.8 pretty cheap. But the 1 in 10
Awesome.
with our gal on the front there from High
That
Republic.
is right. Awesome.
That's it.
All right. I will go because then we will have Mike do a little bit of promo too, especially for you people over at Renovision. Okay, so I don't pick up pops a lot, so I picked up a pop because every time now I've been waiting for a while. I was like, what type of pop speaks out to me? Because Jedi gives me junk about how I don't pick up pops. So Dom, when you're watching, I pick up this. It said exclusive and it's got a sticker on it. So sticker on it. So there you go. It's Omega. I know not everybody likes her, but I'm a fan.
No, I prefer Omega.
I like her too.
Who doesn't like Omega?
Oh, there's people that don't. Oh,
What?
this is the internet, bro. People don't like everything. Also today,
Part of the story.
I would just like to shout out my friend Keith. It's good to have him back on the con circuit. For all those people who are in the northern Midwest, good. Go out there. Cons are starting to open back up. It is really cool. I'm actually going to do a little plug for his. It's DAGGETTS comics.com. He's got an eBay store on there. He does a lot of good stuff. His stuff is pretty reasonable. I'll only show you the Star Wars comics I got. I got one of these.
Yeah, nice.
But it's got this. I don't actually mind this.
The first appearance. Nice.
I actually know that at a comic book store, so it's pretty good.
First appearance.
It is, but not of the one that JJ's got. And then I picked this one up too, but it's because I really did pick it up because it's the stamp in the bottom of it. But also a good book with the Obi-Wan and the free comic book day stuff. So that's all I'm going to show. I'm not going to show anything else. We've got Mike. Mike, isn't that funny? We both got those books.
Yeah.
I picked that up today, JJ.
Did you really?
All right, Mike. Yeah. Like today, because I was at con this morning.
All right, so if you want to see more about the two I'm about to show, you can go check out the unboxings over at Renovision. I did these. I think we dropped the Ahsoka one today or yesterday. Yesterday, and then the other one's coming soon. So there's the Ahsoka. There's the Ahsoka bust, which they did a really beautiful job on, especially the face. Love the lightsabers as well. Really nice. Numbered to 3,000. I think they're both numbered to 3,000. So this was delayed. This was supposed to come out almost a month ago, and it finally dropped. So there's that one.
Is
really
that like
nice.
is that Rebels, like Rebels version of Ahsoka? Not like Mandalorian Ahsoka, right?
And then there is the other one that I grabbed, which is a little bit more ornate, which is the Sabine bust, also out of 3,000. They did a great job with this because you're just looking at one possible rendition of how to display her, because you can do.
Oh my God, her headphones!
You can do helmetless, and if you do helmetless, you can have her with this arm with her helmet underneath it, if you so choose. So there's that version, and then there's and it's all magnetic. Because you can see I have the saber. If you don't want the dark saber on there, you can have her paint gun if you like.
Oh, so, that's cool as hell. How much?
So really good bust. A little bit more expensive than the Ahsoka. I think this one retails for like 100 and something, and I think the Ahsoka's like 70 or something like that.
I will say I don't like the Gelfling face though.
No, I prefer the
It's
helmet.
got that dark crystal elf creature vibe. With the
How
face.
cool! What if she's got her helmet holding her helmet? Let's see what that looks like.
She get two helmets. So you got that.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah.
And then you
Get
can
a
dark saber.
Dark saber. There you go.
There you go. So there you have. Yeah.
Good. There you go. All right.
It's a really nice bust. So if you want to see that in more detail, go check out the unboxings.
I'll make sure whatever channel you're watching on, you're doing liking. Make sure you're going over there to Renovision and subscribing. He's almost at 700. Huh?
You can watch it on both.
Or watch him get extra views.
Yeah.
Or but make sure you're subscribing over there too, because at 700 he's doing another giveaway because I tried to talk him out of, and he just refuses to listen to me. Anyways, listen, Jamie, the McDonald's situation has been solved. The authorities have been called. It's all taken care of there real quickly. Up next we
can't
have
help giving away stuff, Marco. You can't stop me. I gave away something the other day just because I threw out something because of the shirt I was wearing, and Rob Fordham, he got it right, so I'm sending Rob a book because.
Speaking of that, make sure you also check out the Wednesday show where me and Pete just do whatever we think is fun and cool and awesome and totally cool, awesome ever. Totally awesome, coolest show ever. Make sure you're checking it out on Wednesday and all the other great shows, both on the Tales Network and on Renovision. Our next part is it Jedi's problems, or are we going into something else? Jedi, are we doing? Yeah,
we're
doing
okay. We're doing,
all right, guys. This is I'm going to try not to laugh during this, but I'm already laughing because I know the story and
tragic story.
It's tragic, so it makes me laugh.
Do you want to set it up before images, or you want the images right now?
So, to set it up, I mean, and this is a tragic story depends on your definition of tragic, what scale you're using. It is funny too if it doesn't happen to you. If it happens to you, maybe not so funny.
Sorry.
So first of all, you can bring up the first slide, and I'll just talk over it. So this happens to me. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not as much as other people, but it seems to happen to me. So, what is the Jedi's junk equation? So basically, you have something nice. You add it or insert Jedi Johnson 22, and you come out with some junk on the other end. So use wisely. So first of all, I wouldn't classify myself as clumsy. I think I'm just very impulsive, which causes me to rush, and that causes messes sometimes, and sometimes it causes stuff to break. In this situation, it caused something to break. So let me just say before we get into this is about something I bought. This is not the seller's fault. This thing came very well packaged in case the seller recognizes it and is watching. This is not your fault. This is on Jedi. So go ahead, the next slide.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Sorry, I'm doing a little Goodwill hunting.
Okay. So right after I tweeted, and I didn't tweet. I IG'd about this right after it happened. This is kind of a coping mechanism. I wanted to share my agony and my sorrow with everybody. So that's if you've heard this story before, this is why I did tweet. Or damn it, I did IG about it. Go ahead to the next one. All right, so basically, I found this comic book on a site. Like many other sites, I won't name the site, but I did. It was a good price. I won't say the price, but it was a good price, I thought. So I bought it. I was like, hell yeah! And I pushed to buy it now, and I bought this thing because I had seen JJ showing his off, and I'm like, hey, I want one too. So I went ahead and I bought it. Next slide. Came in the mail. The birds were singing. I'm happy. But here's the thing. If you notice that bottom right, when they packed it, there's those little styrofoam peanuts in there. So I'm I'm a messy guy. If there's a mess to be made, I'll probably make it. So I'm like, hey, I don't want my wife yelling at me about styrofoam all over the dining room table or whatever. So I took it out to the garage to open. That way if stuff made a mess, it made a mess. No big deal. Next slide. in the garage. At first, I was still happy, still whistling tunes, and then my Butterfingers got the best of me. I dropped it, and I initially heard a crack, and I was like, "No!" And I next slide. Picked it up. I looked at it, and I saw the damage on that corner, and I immediately was sad. And then I started going through my coping, different stages of coping. I'm like, made peace with it. I said, okay, well, I'll still have the comic, like Luke still had the ghost of his Jedi masters. I'll still have the comic. It just won't be graded anymore. And again, you can see I did do the IG coping thing, and then I said, F it, rest in peace, but I still have it. Then I had an idea. Next slide.
Oh no.
We can rebuild it.
But we don't want to spend much money.
I must say.
I don't want to spend much money. Only what you have on hand. This is a challenge. So I said, we'll rebuild it. So next slide. First thing was
$6 man.
Jade.
The first thing, I had to get that one piece back in order.
No. Dude,
I had to get that one piece back in order. So I had to scotch tape it. And then I did a little more scotch tape to hold it up, hold everything together. And then I reinforced everything with duct tape. Next slide.
Dude.
Now it's going to be on sale. So, and I figured these, hey, it was just recased, fellas. I know and it's rare. It's hard to find.
Rare duct tape variant.
It's a duct tape variant. Very good. I'm going to add that, JJ. Thank you. And then it's a 101. So, so that's it. That's the story. Here it is. If you think I just made all this up,
take that down and show this. Got you. Yeah, there you
Oh,
this is it.
Oh my God. They reslab, right?
I did a good job, right?
you just send it in and have them reslab it.
You could just
right?
send it in and have them reslab.
Why? This is a 101, dude.
Make sure you use a Sharpie and not a dry erase marker when you write duct tape variant on it, so it stays.
So yeah, hopefully I don't have to do this segment too much, but knowing me, there'll be probably a few more to come because
Oh my God.
I don't know if anybody watched the Flintstones back in the day. Remember the character Schleprock? Remember that character? Wowsy, woo woo. That's kind of me sometimes. Shit just happens.
MacGyver gone wrong.
No, what you should do if you really want to hold it together is take those stickers that a certain comic auction site uses that are impossible to remove from slabs.
Oh yeah.
See, I should have consulted you, JJ, before I did all this.
I won't say which one. I don't want to name them, but yeah, you can never get those stickers off. They hold anything together.
That's a 101.
So that's Jedi's junk equation for this go around. Again, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. The MacGyver variant. Yeah. Good stuff. Dude, tell me it's not. I mean, I'm sorry that it happened to you, but thanks for doing that because that's hilarious.
At least it wasn't like bubble gum and toothpicks.
At least it didn't fall into like oil or something like that. But yeah, I would send it to get it reslabbed, dude. It might take you 3 months, but it's probably worth it in the end. Yeah. You might even get a 9.8 out of it. Well, no, not for a reslab because they actually will reslab it, even though they say they regrade it, they won't. But
need a pressing and a cleaning.
Apparently, you do. Everybody needs a pressing and a cleaning. All right. Next up, we've got Bad Batch. Are we doing Bad Batch?
I believe so.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Good. Yeah, Bad Batch. All right, Bad Batch it is. A little bit more Cad Bane, and now we know what we already knew, but he's got oh man, I had Asama. What's the one's name? Is Asamase, and Asamasa? Is that the name of the
Nalase,
and Lamasu.
Yeah. There you go. Those. So they're all in there, and we kind of figure out where this is all coming to a head. That actually, only one bounty hunter, Cad Bane, was going after him, and this is like little secret plan. We haven't figured it out, but you can tell she's different. I did show this because Cad takes off his hat here, and this is something that kind of there's a metal plate there. We were talking about it last week. Did he get shot? Did he not get shot? It looks like we're probably, unfortunately, not going to see the original showdown. We might see a secondary one, though. We might see a secondary.
There's always flashbacks.
Some of us have seen it.
Oh, yes. We've seen it once, Mike. I get it. But we might see it. What I'm saying is we might see another one. So Cad Bane kind of talks to her, and he's dastardly as all heck. This is what I understand. Mike, I'm glad you're here. Do you know what this ship is?
Yeah,
the Bloodhound.
Right?
The Bloodhound.
Yes, right. Yes,
which is
right.
Cad Bane's ship.
Right.
What is this? Not the Bloodhound. Yeah, I didn't know.
That looks like the oh man. I'll get back to you on the name on that.
Okay. Yeah, so I was confused by that because I was like, wow, that's not his ship. I don't know why it's his ship here. Maybe
It
he
almost kind of looked a little like Ghost.
I was going to say,
the Bloodhound. It was
no. Man, I'll come up with it.
Bloodhound was Bosk. I can't remember what the name of this one is, but it's definitely that's his ship. Either way, she ends up tricking Toto into fixing. We all saw this coming, fixing the leg.
Well, Seth Green
turns him off. Yeah,
I can tell you last episode that Toto was going to play an integral role in Omega getting out of that situation.
Can I just say, how did Toto not make it to that top 20 droid? I actually really like that droid. That droid is funny.
Once again, that's not on us.
I get it. No, I wasn't saying
on
you. I'm saying Star
StarWars.com.
Wars. I'm saying, how did StarWars.com not put that droid in that list? He is awesome.
Are you saying he deserved the spot more than Mouse Droid?
Yeah.
No, they called Marco, and Marco denied it and said no, he can't be on there, and so that's
rejected.
what they did.
Well, okay. Either way, those were fun times. VK force push the like button. Thank you. So they ended up on one of these old planets this was kind of cool that she knew everything about it though, right? And that she knew how to use all the stuff. She ends up getting back her calls.
So that's what I was wondering about. Was it Kaminoan technology in the building?
Yeah. This is it.
Yeah.
That's why she was familiar with it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, she said it looked like one of the places from whatever city. I can't remember what she said, but
it's like a city that they abandoned. Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there she goes. She puts it in the code. She knows how to work it. And then all of a sudden, we see one of them dead. And it turns up that Fennec Shan's there. And it starts to get heated up because they go after it. She tries to explain to Omega that she doesn't know what's going on. Omega sees once again the cloning takes of greenness. And then everybody goes, Snooker the Emperor's in there. Snooker the Emperor's in there, which neither one's in there, but whatever. We do see them give the little talk. She says there's worse people out there than me. And then she gets fallen on by one of these. Wow. That's messed up, dude. But kind of cool. Then people were saying this might have been Snook, and it's not.
Is it? It looks like a Kaminoan.
It is. It's a Kaminoan.
Yeah.
It's got an oversized head. Like, it doesn't have the neck. I don't know. It's like a weird.
It's still like.
It's underbaked, I guess. It's
well, they left him there.
Underbaked.
I think it was like it used to be a cloning site for them, so they kind of just left it there. So it's
didn't
not
didn't the Kaminoans have to like alter their own DNA in order to survive the changing of their planet's climate or something?
Well, aren't they all clones?
I don't know if they were all clones, but yeah, they were already cloning when they created the clone army. Like they were cloning themselves, I think. Right?
Hey, he got it. Here it is. Xanadu Blood. That's the name of Cad Bane's ship.
There you go.
Xanadu Blood. Mm-hmm.
Xanadu.
I'm still looking up the other one.
The Jane Fonda movie?
Yeah, Xanadu. Yep, that's the name of it.
Well,
See, people don't know because somebody brought up the Lego thing. People don't know what the name of ships are, man. They don't know what Slave One is. I mean, it's Boba Fett
ships. They do.
Some of us older people do. I mean, anyways,
they don't call the Millennium Falcon Han's ship.
So she said they actually do. What's Han's ship?
The Millennium Falcon. Plus, he won it in a poker game. It wasn't always his.
Yeah, that's true too. So she ends up, of course, activating it. Get out of there because she dropped the Kanmoan.
That's an aluminum Falcon.
And then we get to see our man. Well, this has gone well. We get to see our man Wrecker there as usual to save her. Brings her back to the rest of the Bad Batch. We get all the hugs and all the love. This is kind of cool how she went back. Now, which one was this? Namase, or Namase? Nalase. So Nalase actually
died.
Namasu died. Nalase hired Fennec to pretty much save her, and then's like, I don't care as long as she stays alive, which is a great little point. But they also bring up Boba Fett's name, so that's where I think like, this is the promo shoot or whatever. But I think that's where Boba Fett could come back and have the showdown with Cad Bane again, even though he kind of had a shutdown again.
Well, we figured out right through when they were going over. Tech went over Omega's DNA, and Boba Fett was the Alpha, and she was the Omega.
Omega.
Technically, they're both first generation related clones.
Yeah, I guess
unaltered. They don't have the accelerated aging. So
is Omega really unaltered though? Because she's female.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, she didn't get the chromosomes she needed.
She didn't say it didn't. Yeah, she might not be unaltered. And that was the other thing. I don't know why people kept asking me if they're brother and sister. I don't know how cloning works, but I guess they'd
at least half. If they both have Jango Fett's DNA directly,
but then I know. But
were they the same person?
But but time out. Then so did all the first generation clones that came off the line. Yeah. So technically, they've got. But we don't know that she's not altered. No,
where's BD Wong when you need him?
Well, I thought they said that she wasn't altered, that she was pure.
No, they said that she was
pure genetic replication.
Pure genetic replication. But all the other clones were too. They were just accelerated.
Somehow, I think Star Wars doesn't really know how cloning DNA works.
They don't know how
to make up whatever they want.
And we do. We know exactly.
No, I don't know anything about it, but
it was the best quote ever was when they're talking about the in between, and somebody asked Dave about time traveling. And his answer was, it's not real, right? Same thing with this cloning thing in Star Wars.
Yeah. All right, maybe. Marco, I'm going to make a perfect clone of you, but you're going to be a little blonde girl.
Not going to be my sister.
It's a one-for-one cloning of you.
This is the good part. This is the good part about Star Wars and Star Wars fans, right? Like, we go down the rabbit hole even more than the creators do about, like, so would that then make it the sister's cousin's cousin, or was it the cousin's sister's sister? Or there you go.
Yeah.
Right,
well, guys, think about actual birth, right? You have the sex, and you make the baby, and you don't know if it's a male or a female until it becomes a male or a female. So you can't make that happen. So if this is pure genetic replication, then perhaps one came out a boy, one came out a girl.
Maybe it's Jurassic Park rules, and there was like some frog DNA in there. Gender changes, and in
a single-sex environment.
The only problem with that is
chaos theory.
The only problem with that is that
will have been known to simultaneously.
Boba Fett through natural growing I would understand that if it came out at the same time, but Boba Fett through the natural progression of growing at this age is already at least a teenager. If older, he probably is. Yeah, he's like.
We don't even really know if we assume she doesn't have the aging thing built in, but we don't really know that, do we? Because it's only been months that she's been.
No, they said that there's only two pure unaltereds, and that was Boba and her.
Okay, so she doesn't rapidly age or anything like that.
Yeah, but they wouldn't know if there's only two
because irrelevant, just like
Peacock DNA.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't know if there's two. How would the Bad Batch know if there's two unaltered?
Supposedly, Tech got the files.
The Tech supposedly had the Lama Su when they were on Camino, when they were talking before.
They said
got eliminated and all that. It said that there's only two pure, and it was Boba and her. And they said that Boba is missing. They don't know where he's at.
We should ask Dalo though.
We should.
I think though there has to be something due to the fact that she's female, and the Kaminoans seem to want her back for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But don't seem to want Boba.
Well, don't care about Boba.
Well, they don't need her alive.
They don't know where Boba's at. They can't.
Yeah, I think they do, but he's also a bounty hunter at this time who's been trained.
She's got 5 highly trained clone troopers protecting her. I mean, that can't be that much worse.
But they just want her back, and they said it. They just want her back so that they can use her DNA because it's unaltered, it's pure, and then they can
kill her.
And kill her, yeah.
And that's why Lama Su wants her not with them, but with. Even
also
if it's just the Bad Batch.
So
if you're putting out a bounty to go get Boba Fett or to go get like her, you know it because you're a bounty hunter. So
maybe they don't care about Boba Fett. Maybe they don't just want the Fett DNA. Maybe it's like, hey, we're not interested in just making more Fetts. Maybe there's something else more special about her that Boba doesn't have.
Well, like JJ said when we were talking about this before the show, they kind of dropped the ball when they didn't go out and grab Jango Fett's dead headless body off that planet and preserve it.
Get a jar.
Yeah.
Well,
Throw it on
and
some ice.
They do say
It'd be like Futurama. Put the head in the jar.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe-
Just shake the neck out.
Just get it out.
Maybe it's just because it's easier to have a little girl that runs around with a crew called the Bad Batch. They can use them as supporting cast to have that make out. That's probably what it is, Star Wars.
So we can enjoy the show. There you
Yeah.
go. It's all fun.
Very good. So, Jedi, we'll start off with you because apparently your wife has got lots of stuff to say about this show.
No, yes.
But no, yes, okay.
Yeah, so she liked the show. I can't believe you want to know what my wife thinks. No, what I think.
What does your rifle rate it on helmets? No, I'm
Oh
just kidding.
God. No, my wife wanted me to give this a 5. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to give it a 5
Jedi's wife gives 5.
she
Official.
wanted it-
Mark
she
it down.
wanted
5,
it to
please.
be a
5,
5.
please. Thank you.
because they saved Amiga, and my wife is in love with that little clone. She wants to adopt it. Every time she sees it, she talks about she wants that. She loves her. Says she's smart. She's brave. I wrote it down. She's smart. She's brave. She's quick thinking. And now that I know she's like Boba's sister, I'm on board too. I'm like, hey, let's do it. Let's
Gotta give it a Boba bump.
No, well, there you go. Now, see, I really want not to drag this on, but I like the show. Me personally, they answered a lot of questions. Had a great fight scene. I thought it was. I liked it. I was on. And you can kind of see some sides forming, who's on what side. We're starting to get those answers. My question was, the Boba bump. And even though they mentioned Boba and we get some like dotted lines to Boba, there's no Boba. And in fact, they teased me. I'm not going to say the other word, but they teased me with during that fight when the Kaminoa and the one that was dead, the one that got shot by Shan.
Lama Su.
Yeah, dude, I thought that was going to be Boba that shot her. I'm like, oh my God, here it is. And then it wasn't. So I'm like, all right, blank block right there.
All right, 2.5.
So, man, I don't know. I'm going to give it a 4.5. I'm going to give it a 4.5. That's pretty good. It's not a 5, but
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 4.5. It was a good show.
Good job. All right, Pete, you're in the lineup. What's next?
Well, I enjoyed it because it was Cad Bane. Like, I'm not going to say no to more Cad Bane. And it was just kind of a fun little episode. It gave us a little bit more information, kind of cleared some things up, who hired who, what some of these characters' intentions are, like what's Fennec Shan doing, why does Cad Bane want it, who wants to do what, it cleared up some things, but still keeps us interested in wanting more. So I, without the reservations of worrying about whether Boba was going to show up, I will also give it that 4.5 because I just enjoyed it. I like this one.
By the way, nice Renovision shirt. You guys can check out Renovision's merch on Teespring, I think it is. Teespring. I think it's probably down in some. We didn't put
it's on the channel. Maybe click
on
at the top.
There you go. All right. Good stuff. JJ, what do you got?
It left me with as many questions as it did answers, I think. It's still a good episode, though. I liked it. I enjoyed the fight scene. Like I said, I kind of knew that Toto was going to be the key to escaping from the situation because Toto ruins everything. Which I don't know why, by the way, Cad Bane keeps Toto around.
I love that droid. Probably my second favorite droid now.
So if he ever needs to load a bomb up in something, he can do it into the droid.
Yeah. But
plus you really like that Africa song. You just want to sing that.
He enjoys Toto. The Weezer version or the Toto? So anyways, all in all, I'll probably give it a 3.5. I'm going to explain that by saying some of the questions it brought up for me are a little bit of a plot hole-ish, rabbit hole-ish thing going on. Like, for instance, if she's an unaltered, pure first-generation clone, first off, why is she so much younger than Boba Fett? Second off, how on earth is she doing all the things that she's doing from part of special abilities?
So I wanted to say this earlier. Just because that doesn't mean she was actually produced or made the same time Boba Fett is, just because she comes from the same DNA
set. Yeah.
I guess. Could you imagine if we had to teach sex ed? It would be the fucking worst thing I've ever heard.
I want my Venn diagrams and everything else.
Boba was first
I like that gym teacher in the Wonder Years.
But I'm still questioning whether or not she's force sensitive. Everybody's gonna roll their eyes at that. But it seems like an unfair question to me at this point, especially if she's not an altered
really
clone.
not fair.
Yeah,
Not fair at all.
Yeah, I like
Still
it.
not fair.
All right, but that's it. 3.5.
All right, Mike, what do you got?
All right, I'm going to poop in the tuba because I'm when I rate Star Wars shows, I rate them against each other. And if we're using best Clone Wars and best Rebels episodes against these episodes, they are not holding up. I think this is I think this episode's got a ton of fan service in it and not a lot of plot. Not a lot of questions got answered. I got one little tiny thing. That's not enough for me to give it any more than a 3.
Well, Mike,
Well,
I
it's not
hope
that
you
bad.
enjoyed your time on the.
He gave it a 3. I mean, we've seen worse.
I'm giving it a 1. I mean, I was still entertained by it, but it's just not.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
okay, but I think in all fairness, you can't the greatness and going back with the nostalgia of Clone Wars, you have to rank it on its own merit. I think.
I still think it was a lot. I think it was a lot of smoke and mirrors with fan service and not a lot of content.
I agree with him.
Yeah, Star Wars has never been about fan service before, though. Solo Wookie, go ahead, go ahead, buddy.
I really enjoyed this episode. I got to go 4.5. I enjoyed it. I thought they answered a lot of stuff. I thought they brought up more questions, which some of them definitely were plot holes, but it's kind of interesting to see how they're going to skate around them or what they're going to do. I think they kind of drew themselves into a little bit of a corner there, but you know, in Feige, I trust, right? In Feige, I trust. I was glad that they finally dropped a lot of the answers that I'd been waiting for. Finally. And the battle scene, you know, the shootout and the fighting and everything with Fennec and Cad Bane was just dope, man. I thought they did really, really good with that, and the artwork was so solid in that. It was just real clean. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, 4.5.
Nice, good, yeah. I actually was thinking you probably would because how your other explanations were on some of the other story building episodes. That it's cool that you stuck to your guns. 4.5 is good. I would keep it at 4, and this is why, because of the story building episodes, these are kind of like they gave us the big bang last time. They're going to give us the little slow down for a minute, recenter ourselves, and then finish off the rest of the series. You know, we're kind of doing like the ooh, and then done. It was good. I like that they actually made some of the storytelling that we had to deal with for 2 episodes, play out. The explanation between the 2 sides and why they were not like Mama say, Mama sa, we're not going against each other and stuff like that. They did a great job of it. They didn't make it too much, and it was easy to understand. It was easy to explain. They also explained that she does know a lot because she did a lot of learning through the Kaminoans. So that was kind of cool. And it was short. It felt short, right? Like last episode felt right on time-wise. This felt a little bit short. I think it was because you were expecting a little bit more. And hopefully, although I probably would have given it a 4, I'm going to go 3.5 because it's because of something that I wanted. I wanted the showdown. I wanted the actual, not just I didn't want the half part. I wanted the actual showdown between Boba and Cad Bane. And I know they gave us the, metal plate on the head, which is fine. They explained it, but I'm hoping now by the end of the season, we do see them have the real showdown. So
am I the only one that feels like they're kind of pushing Shand lately a lot? I know because she's in Book of Boba Fett, but like as a character and all this,
you're not the only one.
I mean,
I feel that way too.
2 appearances so far.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
I know. I don't know if they, but hopefully they send her away. It's not because I think the character is annoying, because I think she's a fine character. I think she's a fine bounty hunter. I just hope they send her away because she cannot cross paths with Fett.
Well, the other thing is, like, she's supposed to become one of the most fearsome assassins / bounty hunters, but losing or not even losing a fight really to Cad Bane, or draw, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't surprise me as like that fearsome. But I don't know.
No, but you remember at this time, and especially if they're using it, like when Boba went to have the showdown with Cad Bane was the most fearsome bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Yeah,
remember, he's the one that
draw against him. I think is a feather in your cap.
Yeah, he actually he was the guy that bombed the Jedi Temple, which nobody had ever done before. He also broke out. What was the cousin hut? The Zero.
Oh, Zero,
right?
Yeah.
He broke out Zero, and he stole Stinky too, which wasn't his real name. Stinky's name is not Stinky.
Marco,
but
I don't want to go down a rabbit hole with this, but
we're already there.
Well, I mean, you said that that she can't cross paths with Boba. Why? We don't know for a fact that they had never met prior to Mandalorian, do we?
No, you don't. Well,
I mean, he saves her in Mandalorian, obviously, but that doesn't mean that they never met. At least not from what I know. Now, maybe there's something else I don't know.
no, you're not. No, you're right on. They could actually. You're right. They could actually come across each other. But this is it. If they do that lameness, and that's how she becomes an assassin, and she's got to help him kill Cad Bane. I'm gonna be very I love Cad Bane, but I want to see him take one right between the eyeballs, to be honest with you. And if it's that they have to use Shan, and then that's the explanation of why they get along on Mandalorian. I think they ruined 2 shows instead of just 1. So that's my opinion.
Part of it. That's part of the judging this and judging it against the older stuff is we haven't seen the end of this, so we don't know how this ends. Where we know how Clone Wars ends, we know how Rebels ends because they're done. So it's different. This is still a work in progress. We don't know where it's going to end up.
Yeah. So hopefully we get. I mean, I don't know. I guess some of it's fanny. I just hope that doesn't happen. You're right. I don't know for sure, but if they do it, it kind of messes with the Mandalorian and that thing, and then whatever. All right, we have one more segment. We put it towards the end, just so that. Do you want to do it, Pete, or do you want me to do it?
I got it.
And it is our casting situation. We actually bumped this last week, and now we.
Yep. Now we're getting into it.
CAD ship VK the Xanadu. What's going on with it? Can we get the other? What's the other?
I was looking for the other one. I totally spaced. I'm looking again.
Oh.
All right. So this is it's an odds or trap segment for this week. We're going to do a Kenobi casting. This news actually dropped last week, but I was a little bit under the weather, so we kind of pushed it just because, and we were also tight on time. So, anyways, we got a little bit of casting. Well, I don't want to say it's casting news. It's actually on the set news or whatever, where we saw a couple people, some behind the scenes photos of certain actors and actresses in different outfits or their different wardrobe for the show. So this one here is going to be all about I'm going to probably butcher her name. I know the last name is Varma, but I can't ever say her first name. Indaria, I think, is the first name.
I think you're right, actually.
Yeah. Indaria, is it Indira?
It may be.
We'll say Indira. We'll go with Indira. Indira Varma, who was next slide for me. Who she was obviously in Game of Thrones, is probably what she's most known as. But the news came out months ago that she was cast in the show, along with I think like 6 or 7 other cast members that kind of said we're going to be on the show. Kind of the prevailing theory at that time, before anybody knew anything, was that she would play Duchess Satine, which is Obi-Wan's old love interest before a certain Sith comes along and kills her. But
both sister.
Yeah.
Who said that? Yeah. I don't think it.
Bo-Katan's sister.
Yeah, no, I know, but I think when that was people who didn't know the timeline, because there's no way, right?
But it was the internet buzz theory.
And I don't think it ever worked. It's the idea that it could have been flashbacks. In a desert, reminiscing about old times. Because
I think they were I think it was kind of based on the fact of her outfits and everything from Game of Thrones, and kind of looks like the same outfits that she would wear. And I don't really know where the theory came from.
Yeah,
it never made a lot of sense.
I just don't. You guys know me. I don't watch the other stuff, so I don't know what people are talking about. Go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
No, but so anyways, that theory was never made a lot of sense to begin with. Marco's right, and it was finally dashed pretty much once and for all because she was seen on set wearing an Imperial officer's uniform. So obviously not Duchess Satine in any way, shape, or form. So of course it raises the question of who she might be playing, and. There are some other people that were pictured on there, which the older gentleman there may come into play as a certain person too. So hard to say for sure. But let's go to the next slide. So this is my theory on who it might have been when I first saw it. There is a person, Commander, and I'm going to say Elian Zahara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yep. She was pretty much the protege of Tarkin when Tarkin was a governor. I think she was in the academy when she was selected to be his protege along with a couple other people. And she was rather cutthroat, even eliminated a couple people to become kind of his exclusive protege and kind of worship the ground that Tarkin walked on in a way, you could say. She was actually tasked with a certain mission After a couple other missions, she was successful and then tasked with another mission to capture a certain guy named Barium Rowe. Rowe name sounds familiar for certain reasons. But she ultimately fails at that and ends up capturing a decoy that he had put out there. Tarkin, less than pleased, kind of dismisses her. Doesn't say he believes anymore. So she wants to go out and prove herself. So she leaves on her own in a shuttle on a mission to, capture the real Rowe. Turns out the Death Star gets blown up shortly thereafter with Tarkin on it. So her protege and master, or not protege, her mentor is the word I'm looking for, is killed off right there, rather unceremoniously. So from there on, she basically vows to hunt down all rebels in Leia, and especially hates Leia due to the fact, I guess, that she was kind of the public leader of the rebels at that point. And is a bit out for revenge, and Vader even ends up putting her in charge of a fleet meant to hunt down the rebels, and she gets a flagship called Tarkin's Will. So, and this all kind of occurs in that first run of Star Wars from last year. Mm-hmm. So, like Star Wars 1 through, I think it was 9 or 10, maybe, of the 2020 volume. So, which I actually liked the Star Wars run then, and now it's like the worst Star Wars comic. But yeah, so her first appearance is actually in Star Wars #1. Still a relatively cheap book, and there are tons of variants for it. Not as many as other Star Wars #1s, but but an awful lot. There was 4 ratios. There was a blank cover. There was a B cover, and then there was, I think, 1 or 2 other store variants. So not a super valuable book, but still a nice first appearance for a character that could become prominent maybe if this theory pans out. And then y'all have her first cover appearance on #7, and you get her backstory and her origin story that I mentioned earlier about Tarkin and everything in #8 of that same run. So, Yep. Next slide for me. Which ends with our Ards at a Trap. We saw the Indaria Varma, and could you be playing Commander Zahara? And you could, again, go with Never Tell Me the Odds. It could be a good match, or you could tell me it's a trap and I'm insane like normal, and she may be playing somebody else or nobody that we know of so far. So that's our options.
All right. Pete, who wants to start off? Anybody want to volunteer for this one? Pete, go ahead. What do you got?
No, then I'll go. Okay. I like it. I could see it too. I could see this this connection. I know it might be just well, she looks like her. Look, she's got the hat. She looks like her. She's wearing the hat. This is Imperial. But I think it makes a lot of sense from storyline as well as things that they're pushing in the comics currently and what they're doing with movies. I think this is a good possibility. It makes a lot of sense to me. Because it makes a lot more sense than trying to bring up old Dark Horse stuff in the Duchess and all that. So definitely a possibility for me. So I'm going to go with Never Tell Me the Odds for this one.
Yeah. And a few things I didn't bring up. The Imperials would know kind of that Obi-Wan is out there somewhere at this point.
Somewhere.
And she has connections to Vader, so Vader knows of her. And obviously Tarkin's big in the Imperial, even if this takes place before when the comic took place, obviously. But, she would be under Tarkin's command or whatever at this point. And like I said, you saw a certain older gentleman there too, who is also an Imperial officer uniform. So maybe playing Tarkin. No, hard to say for sure, but
okay.
I got Ruben on board with me too. See,
yeah.
So I know I'm in a good
spot. Ish is on too. Make sure you guys checked out MCM last night. It was crazy as usual, and we had Trish and Tony on from Stray Dogs. It's a pretty fun night. So go check that out after this. Go ahead, Jedi. Let's see what that mind is thinking about.
I don't know. Normally I go last because I honestly
we'll move you last. No, I'll move you last because go ahead.
Thanks.
All right, there we go.
Let you ponder.
Solo, go. You're on mute, bud.
Nope.
Here we go.
That's a tough one. Never tell me it's a trap. I'm really 50-50. I can't decide. That's really hard. I think I got to go Never Tell Me the Odds, though. I mean, it makes sense. It has a lot of validity behind it. It makes a lot of sense. I got to go Never Tell Me the Odds.
Okay. What do we got? Mike.
I'm going Never Tell Me the Odds. I think I like it. I think it's got some validity too. I'm normally an It's a Trap guy, but I like this one. Never Tell Me the Odds.
Okay, so it's a trap, and this is why.
Oh boy.
Go for it.
Princess Leia is her arch enemy when the new canon is out. She's around the same age as Princess Leia. However, the show is going to have Luke Skywalker in when he is a adolescent. So there's no way that actress can play an adolescent girl in an Imperial outfit. There is maybe if they do a fast forward, they could do it, but that's like 30%. But I'm definitely down with It's a Trap because I don't think that's who she's actually going to be playing because the timeline, as usual, wouldn't match up. And that's what Jedi Johnson is waiting for me to say. And we all knew what he was doing there. So that's why I have It's a Trap. But with that being said, I still could see them doing something similar. I do like the Tarkin angle from that. And we're going to have a profile. We're just going to move it to next week of a character from the past that could have a little bit of play there too, because they had something to do with the Tarkin Initiative. I do like the fact that the Tarkin Initiative may actually have something to do with Obi-Wan, and they'll do something with Imperials. I think that's where we're going to go with it. I think we're going to see some Tarkin Initiative stuff. Some stuff that we heard about in Rogue One and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool, but I definitely have got it. This is 100% a trap.
Well, can we at least say she's not Sabine Wren?
Yes.
Oh, Satine or Sabine Wren. Yeah. Well, Sabine Wren? They thought she was Sabine Wren too?
Come
on.
Okay.
They think everybody's going to appear in Kenobi. Like there's constant.
But she's not Dr. Afra either.
Yeah.
She's not Afra.
You ready to
No,
know
she's
what I
definitely
think,
not Afro.
guys?
Go ahead. All right,
You ready to
Jedi.
know? You're in now? Okay.
Yep.
So I honestly thought that everybody, including Marco, was going to say that this is Never Tell Me the Odds. And I was going to say it's a trap just because that's kind of what I do is kind of just go because I'm
Be a
always wrong.
contrarian.
But yeah,
I usually do
but,
too.
You know, in the back of my head, and Marco said it, so not everybody's going to think I'm saying it just because Marco said it. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking, okay, timelines, and that's where I like to keep the timelines way in the back of my head. So, but I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know how old she is, and does that make sense? But yeah, Marco brought it up, and now I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna say it's a trap because I don't think the timelines are gonna. God, I can't believe I'm saying it. I don't think the timelines are gonna match up.
See, I knew it. I knew that was going around in your head. I was like, oh yeah, he's thinking about the timelines right now. We'll just.
I have two rebuttal questions.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
That's me.
First off, do you have a theory on who she might be playing, or is it just somebody we don't know of yet?
Yeah, no, I didn't even get that far.
Okay.
Did you see I was on the internet for 4 hours last night after drinking? No, I didn't get that far.
I was just curious. And my other rebuttal question is:
this was a segment that was pushed from last week. You had all week to think about this.
I didn't. I completely even forgot. We pushed it last night. We pushed it last week because I didn't remember it, and then this week I forgot that it was still the segment when he said it. I said that sounds good. What the hell segment are we doing again? Okay, go ahead. Sorry. What's
the other rebuttal question is: how do you know she's the same age as Leia?
I was going to ask that too.
Her origin story does explore her before she meets Leia, and she's in the academy, right?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I just don't think there's
so
that
she would be
big
a
of
little bit
difference.
older than Leia.
A little bit. I don't think you're gonna get a 20-year difference though, because it's gonna be
but you can play an actress up or down a few years. I mean,
a few. Come on, look. She's a very as far as my opinion goes, not that it matters, but she's a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
But she's not passing for a 20-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, no.
Well, you don't have to be a 20-year-old just to be in the academy. True. You know, just because you don't have to be young. I mean, this is the 40th anniversary of Stripes just passed, and Bill Murray and Harold Ramis were pretty old when they decided to join the army when they jumped in. But they weren't the kids; everybody else was. They were already older.
The academy was recruiting kids at the time in 9BBY, so she would have to be like a teenager. I'm not saying anything about her.
She could have been a volunteer. She's gung ho. I love Tarkin, and me love Tarkin.
She was rather gung. I didn't include that, but she did grow up on a poor planet, and they
Yes.
eliminated the gangs on her planet, and she was very pro-Empire.
I said there's a 30% possibility. I guess that's the 30% possibility is they have a 60-year-old play a freaking 12-year-old. Okay.
Well,
yeah, that could happen.
You age different in space. It's different time.
They're aliens. It's an alien species.
Longer.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Mean,
light speed travel, then you don't want to mess around with time with that.
I
Then you're gonna
hope
get in your
so.
game, and everybody's gonna be different ages. And
Joe actually took my answer that I was waiting for, and that's
She Mephisto.
She is Mephisto, and this
Yes.
is finally.
That's one thing. I almost hesitated to do something on this because I was afraid of like that rabbit hole of like, oh my god, this is gonna be like every Disney Plus series where there's like 18 supposed people appearing in Kenobi, and they're all like the worst villain ever. And
So no, I mean,
I have a.
Go ahead.
No, it's something different.
I do think like it's cool. Once again, I think this is showing us that we're going to get Tarkin initiative stuff. So yes, maybe it is her. I just don't think so. But like that's kind of cool that we're going to get imps because like if we get imps, I mean, you know, they're probably an imp or two will come down to the planet, but like we're probably going to get some Tarkin initiative, right? Hopefully, or am I just dreaming?
I don't even know if Tarkin's going to be in it.
No.
That's
I'm not saying that he is, but because this, I mean, I don't think they're going to do that. It was something Ruben asked. He asked if they're going to do the CGI thing. I wish they would do it again because I thought they did a great job with Tarkin. I know not everybody agrees with that, especially because they think it hasn't held up. But I thought they did a pretty good job for when they did it for him. So like, but I don't think they're going to bring him back. But you can still.
The eyes are too tough. You get that uncanny valley in the eye. It's just too hard. With the.
Did you see the Luke? Did you see the Luke that people were crying over?
Oh, I get it.
That bullshit's like 10 years later, and it's okay. So,
you do a lot of back of the head shots.
Before we
And
close
he
up
wonders
for the-
why the Luke comments keep coming.
Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Mike.
Save me.
That's fine. Before we close up for the day, I just wanted to answer the question that I spaced on earlier. I was thinking Houndstooth. That was the thing I couldn't think of, which was Bosk ship, a nice, very boxy sort of look to it. But actually, already looking it up on Wikipedia, canonical name for that ship that Cad Bane was flying is the Dustifier.
The Dustifier?
Justifier.
Oh,
I didn't make it up. The Justifier.
What happened to Xanadu?
Was his co-pilot
we get a
Raylan Gibbons?
connection to
Olivia.
Oh, no.
Johnson.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Oliphant?
Yeah, they should bring. Yeah, okay. So they should bring Xanadu back because Xanadu's dope. All right. Yeah, no. So I mean, I guess it's good news. I think it's cool. I just don't like 100%. Satine, she's dead. People do know she's dead.
If you look up the internet, that was the theory. I don't know why.
I don't look up the internet.
Flashbacks. It's because it's flashbacks.
Oh, actually, sorry. You don't have my back.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so the whole Kenobi movie is going to be 100% all flashbacks. Is that
doesn't have to be 100%?
Then Afra's going to be flash forwards because Afra's going to be in it too. This is intriguing. I'm kind of intrigued that I don't know.
You're going to get Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be a clone of Ben, and you're going to have two alternate timelines happening, and that's what the Kenobi show is actually going to be.
But he's not. He's not really. He's actually a clone. Of
where's that rabbit hole?
Yeah, he's talking
about the flashback.
It'll be a girl. It'll be a girl. It'll be an unaltered version that's a girl.
Yeah.
Was that Obi-Wan's clone that fell on the girl in that?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
episode?
Exactly. Really, and now that he's hatched from his case.
No, he really is. He's really a clone of Darth Revan and regular Revan put together. Jedi Knight Revan put together.
I'm just saying. Don't poo-poo the flashback. We're getting Hayden Christensen on Tatooine.
No. I think we're getting. Yeah, we're gonna get
we are getting flashbacks.
That guy DZ brought up a good point right there.
What's easy say?
Kenobi maybe one long Jedi meditation session.
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of God!
It's not. If you read I know it's Legends now, but if you read the book Kenobi, that happens a lot in that book.
Yeah.
I know I'm showing the age here, but if this turns out to be a who
took
shot
down
JR,
Maul,
I'm
just
going to
staring at each other like, nah, man, you won.
Well, he's a variant. He's going to go to the TVA and he's going to go hunt down all of. Oh, sorry, wrong show.
Lisa, to answer your question, Jedi, Lisa Simpson shot J.R. Ewing.
Yeah, I think you and I may be the only ones that got that.
Yeah, Maggie. That's it. Maggie shot.
Maggie actually really got it wrong. Pete's the only one that got it right. I don't know. You guys, my mind is just like melted for how dumb some of the stuff I've just heard.
We're at the end of the line here.
Let's call it.
Possibly going on here. There's no way I could even fight some of that stuff. Thank you, everybody. Please subscribe to Renovision. Thumbs up. Watch all the stuff on both channels, including MCM last night, including all the stuff they've done. You guys had a whole Star Wars week going on pretty much over at Renovision. Check out all that stuff. And the Wednesday show this week. Hey, this week are we gonna do video games or are we gonna do we're gonna change it around?
I thought you wanted to do X-Men one more time, but we could do.
We will. One more thing, I'll announce it on my show first because people have been asking me about the vacation. I am going to Gem City. I will be in Gem City for Gem City Con at the end of next month. So if you feel like saying hi, say hi. Please don't. Please, whatever you do, don't do the weird look thing, man. Just don't do the weird look thing, bro. Like we're all good.
Come up and say hello to him.
Just,
for God's
if you
sake.
want, if you're gonna stare, say hello. Okay. All right.
I will
I'm not
mail
that
you
important.
$1
Believe
if
me,
you
I'm really not that
Instagram
important.
Your
What's that?
face giving the funny look with Marco in the background. I will mail you $1.
I'll
Just Instagram that little video.
I'll just walk in and ask, who's that guy? Where's the guy that fights people for Pokemon cards at? And point me in that general direction.
Just remember nicely say hello. Don't touch, and then just yes. Okay. Either way, it'd be great to see people out there. Great to see the family and everything like that. So make sure you guys say what's up if you guys are going to be out at Gem City in a month. I don't know how long I'll be there because I'll be going in with the vendors, but I'll be around. All right. See y'all later.